This weathered stone Buddha statue serves as a silent witness to a difficult truth. Change is always the only constant. Yet, as humans, we find impermanence to be deeply uncomfortable. We can spend decades absorbed in our lives, shuttling between pain and pleasure, until we must face the ultimate reminder that our world is not permanent. Death disrupts every single routine we have built. To feel secure, we cling to anchor points like jobs and relationships, building rigid structures. But this clinging is motivated by a hidden fear of loss. Tension vibrates through these connections. Holding on actually generates the very chaos we're trying to avoid. We usually imagine chaos as a violent storm, but in our own daily lives, it's more often an internal tremor. It's that deep discomfort in the stomach that arises when one of our anchors feels threatened. Simply seeing your anchor points for what they are begins to change your relationship with them. It allows you to start the difficult work of pulling them up, transitioning from a fragile sense of safety into a process of genuine transformation. Imagine yourself without a single anchor point. If you let go of your job, your role in your family, and even your name, you are left in a state of internal freefall. Releasing these attachments feels terrifying. Without the structures we've spent years building, we are forced to sit with the deep discomfort of our own internal chaos. But look at what happens in a garden. If you cut down a bush, something else immediately starts growing in that patch of light. When we clear our internal space, life behaves the same way. It is biologically wired to fill a vacuum. You can see this impulse in the way a child plays. Give them an empty table and a few random objects, and they won't leave the space blank. They will spontaneously begin sorting, stacking, and imagining. They take what they seed in the world and repeat it in a new way, often stumbling onto a new idea by accident. This isn't a planned strategy. It's life's natural reflex to expand and experiment. Allowing ourselves to enter that terrifying void of lost anchors is what triggers this reflex. It is the only way to move past the resistance of the old and allow life to spontaneously innovate. This process of change is happening inside you right now. At the microscopic level, DNA replication is a constant cycle of dividing, splitting, and replicating patterns. Occasionally, the replication process creates a mutation. While these might look like mistakes, they are actually life's way of trying out a new path. Evolution requires this constant risk. For a breakthrough to occur, the organism has to endure thousands of these small, chaotic experiments until it finds a pattern that actually works. When those individual parts finally begin to coordinate, they create a pocket of coherence. Amidst the surrounding chaos, a new, organized rhythm begins to stabilize the system. If clinging is what creates the friction, then the only way to let this new rhythm grow is to stop the resistance. By meeting the chaos with total acceptance, a state of unconditional love, the old anchor points simply dissolve, allowing the new coherence to expand. Personal evolution requires us to stop trying to fix the outside world to feel safe. Instead, we have to look within, contact the places where the chaos is loudest, and use that energy to build a higher level of inner harmony. As the poet William Blake illustrated, there are two different stages of innocence. There is the ignorant innocence of a child, and the wise innocence of someone who has come full circle. That wise innocence is only reached by journeying through the middle, through the pain, the chaos, and the difficult work of letting go. It is an innocence that has been tested by experience. The ancients called this Leela, or the divine play. It's the realization that life is a grand drama, complete with tragedy and subplots, yet all part of a larger, unfolding game. This doesn't mean we ignore suffering. It means that while we may be grieving or struggling on the outside, there is an inner awareness that understands the play is still unfolding. Think of the acorn. The blueprint of the entire oak tree is already folded inside it. In the same way, the harmony we are searching for isn't something we have to build from scratch. It is already embedded within our current chaos. When we realize our awareness is deathless and exists outside the movie of our lives, we can stop worrying about the twists and turns of the plot. We can watch the drama unfold without desperately attaching to how it ends. By surrendering those illusory anchors, we find that the difficulty was only in the beginning. We return to a state of joyous play, standing in the green meadows of life with a heart that is finally, wisely innocent.